Ask you if you would in just a moment to stand with us as Brother Terry Easley from Faith Baptist Church leads us in prayer, and we would ask you to remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this time together tonight. Lord, I want to thank you for our officials here tonight. Lord, thank you for our aldermen, our mayor. God, thank you for the way that they serve our community. Lord, I thank you for all of our first responders. Lord, just thank you for this city. Thank you for their leadership. Thank you for the way that they lead us. And God, I pray tonight that you would just be with every bit of the order of service tonight. And Lord, that you would just have your will, have your way. God, we just pray you continue to work in the hearts and lives of everyone here tonight. And God, we just pray that you would be praised in everything that goes on within our city. And it's in Jesus' precious name we ask and pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Terry. Our future meetings include the Historic Preservation Commission on June the 20th at 7 p.m. That has been canceled, I think, though. So there will not be, that meeting will not occur in June. Bartlett Arts Council, June the 21st at 6 p.m. Bartlett Performing Arts and Conference Center Advisory Board, June the 21st at 6 p.m. Design Review Commission, June the 21st at 6:30 p.m. And Family Assistance Commission, June the 27th at 6 p.m. At this time, I'll ask if those that are here from the Army would join me down front.
Doing good, sir. How you doing?
Good, good. Well, thankfully, we're a community that really are proud of our military serving now and veterans who have served. And so today, I want to present this proclamation recognizing the Army. Whereas on June 14th, 1775, the Second Continental Congress established a Continental Army to secure the common defense of the original 13 colonies during the War for Independence. And whereas the United States Army exists to preserve the Republic and defend the liberty and freedom of its citizens and national security interests. And whereas many citizens of Bartlett served our country as members of the United States Army and gave the ultimate sacrifice in defense of this nation. And whereas it is proper to recognize the United States Army annually on its birthday and thank those who have served and those who are presently serving our nation. And now, therefore, I, the mayor of the city of Bartlett, Tennessee, do hereby proclaim June the 14th, 2022, as the 247th birthday of the United States Army in Bartlett and commend its observance to all citizens, and I've here to affix my signature. Thank you, sir. Did you want to say anything on behalf?
Can everybody hear me without a microphone?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, but we got to get it on the
Oh,
recording.
I got to get on recording. Sorry.
Yeah.
So, Sergeant Pilkington, I'd like to thank the mayor, council, all the citizens of Bartlett for all the support that we've had over the last few years. I've had the privilege and the honor of serving this community for the last year and a half, and I'm looking forward to our partnership in the years to come. So thank you so much for this.
Now, are there any other recognitions? We normally recognize any Scouts, Girl Scouts, or Boy Scouts that are with us. I didn't see any tonight. If not, we'll go to the official business of the day. First item is the approval of the minutes from May the 24th, 2022.
Move we approve.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a proper second. Any discussion? If not, if you would, go to your device and cast your vote on the minutes. The minutes are approved as presented. We have 4 items on the consent agenda. Anyone on this board can remove any item for separate discussion. Is there any item anyone wishes to remove? If not, Madam Clerk, will you read them into the record, please?
Item 1, special event permit for Stanky Creek Trail Race, 25K, 50K. Item 2, bid for City Hall Annex flooring. Item 3, purchase of 1 Dodge Durango police vehicle. Item 4, property, general liability, auto workers' compensation, and other insurance renewals.
You've heard the consent agenda.
Move to approve.
We have a motion.
Second.
And a second. This is not up for debate, so if you would, go to your device and vote on the consent agenda. The consent agenda passes unanimously. Under new business, Madam Clerk, first item.
Item 1, Resolution 13-22, a resolution to establish the mayor's salary and vehicle stipend for the 4-year period beginning January 1st, 2023.
Mr. Mark Brown, Chief Administrative Officer.
As is our practice and required by our charter, we establish the salaries of elected officials prior to their term of office. There's an election this year, a new term of office will begin. This resolution establishes the mayor's pay is the same all 4 years at the current pay of $105,000 for the 4 years of the term. It also includes a vehicle allowance of $500 and the requirements that go along with that vehicle allowance for the mayor's vehicle.
All right, you've heard the resolution.
Move we approve.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion, debate, concerns? If not, go to your device, please, and cast your vote on Resolution 13-22. The resolution passes unanimously. Madam Clerk, item 2 under new business.
Resolution 14-22, a resolution to establish the salaries of the aldermen in the city of Bartlett beginning January 1st, 2023.
Mr. Brown.
This resolution does the same. It establishes the position 1, 2, and 3 salaries for aldermen for the 4-year term and is at the current salary of $12,000 a year.
Move to approve.
Have a motion.
Second.
And a second. Any discussion on Resolution 14-22? If not, you go to your device, please, and cast your vote. Resolution 14-22 passes unanimously. Item 3, Madam Clerk.
Resolution 15-22, a resolution recommending and encouraging homeowner and property owner associations review covenants, bylaws, and regulations regarding rental and lease properties in neighborhoods without a present property owners association, actively participate in and establish neighborhood associations and or property owners associations that can establish rules, regulations, conditions, and standards for maintaining and ensuring the quality of neighborhoods and the use and occupancy of properties within such neighborhoods.
This resolution comes to us from Alderman Parsons.
I brought this resolution forward in talking with other cities really around the whole nation that are facing the same issue we are. We get a phone call every 3 days, people saying I missed out on a home because an investor purchased a home and offered a significant amount of money that we couldn't afford to pay for homes. And this resolution is nothing but a resolution that's stating that we as a city believe in the American dreams and that homes ought to be owner occupied. There's been a lot of discussion about how do you address the problem, what should the city do, what could homeowners do, and being around government, I've found that there's a lot of boxes to check. It's not just a phone call to City Hall and a snap of a finger, and there's a new ordinance out there a lot of times. And so I was looking for something that when people ask, that could give them some hope of an encouragement to something that they could do that could really make a significant changes. And a lot of times, if we create ordinances, number one, we can't create an ordinance saying who you can and can't sell a house to. But I was trying to find a way that there's something that you could do, and there's a lot of control and there's a lot of power that's in your hand. In those that live in subdivisions that have subdivision covenants and HOAs. And in talking around town with numerous people, I found that there's at least 2 subdivisions that have enacted exactly what we're recommending to do in this ordinance. And in their subdivisions, they have the power is in the hands of the people to make it their covenants look and read the way they want them to do. And they wanted those in their subdivision, when they sell their homes, to let those homes be owner occupied rather than rental companies coming in there. And really, the power's in the hands of the people to decide if that's something you want to do in your subdivision. It's something that you can decide if you want to allow rentals at all, or if you not want to allow no rentals in there. And if you did, and having the full authority, changing those covenants run with the land, and those ownership rights run with the use of that land. And like I said, the first step in talking around a lot of folks around town and around Tennessee is this is a common practice and it's a starting point. I assure you that this board and this mayor and this administration has the same values, the same convictions, and want to see the same city that you do. And this covenant and this resolution is just basically letting you, the homeowner associations and the owner of properties, asking you to go back home, review your covenants, your bylaws, your rules, regulations regarding their respective association properties within the respective associations and community, that assure their covenants, bylaws, rules, and regulations provide for the necessary rules and regulations for their association in the related community, neighborhoods, including residential properties being owner-occupied and not covered in addressing rental or lease purchase properties for some business and commercial property use. The neighborhoods and communities without present property owner associations review their neighborhoods and their communities and actively participate in establishing neighborhood associations and property owner associations that can establish rules, regulations, conditions, and standards for maintaining and ensuring the quality of neighborhoods and the use of occupancy and properties within such neighborhoods. One particular neighborhood won't allow homeowner occupied residents in there. If they don't come in there, you don't have a problem. And this is a way that you can do that. Now, as I said, those covenants run with the land. There's 2 subdivisions already acted that. This resolution is just acting that you go out, look at your covenants, talk to your neighbors. And one of the things that I'm finding out is since COVID, there's not many, we don't have homeowner associations meeting on a regular basis or neighbors talking like we did pre-COVID. And I think that's a good thing when neighbors talk and find common ground. And there's a lot of common ground on this issue here that we could talk about and have meetings and discuss what you want, what do you like to see and what you don't want to see in your neighborhoods. Now, is this a one-size-fits-all? Is it going to solve all of our problems? No. All this resolution is a starting point. We're asking, as a city, we want to try to lead and start the conversation for our homeowner associations and for those interested in forming a property owner association to start that conversation. And I really hope that we can see an increase in the activity. I tried a couple of weeks ago, and there's a lot of inactivity in many of our homeowners associations just due to the fact they hadn't met in 2 years. So hopefully this resolution will start conversation throughout Bartlett, and it'll be a starting point. And I'm sure after this, there's many good ideas, there's many good suggestions that's going to unfold in the days ahead. But it's a starting point, and I'd like to see us start talking about this issue and give you some tools so that you yourself can get your subdivision looking the way you would like for it to look.
All right, let's put this on the floor before we have any discussion.
Move to approve.
We have a motion. And a second. All right, any discussion on resolution 1522? Alderman Quinn.
Hey, I have a question for Mr. Brown. So what can the city do to help with these HOAs who have accidentally dissolved or they've never had one? I mean, is there some way that we can offer them legal counsel or something like that so that they're not just searching in the dark for some answers?
I think our planning department can help with the process for them, but I think there's some other steps involved that they're going to have to. It may be some requirements for the number of people, votes required to establish the HOA or reestablish the HOA. It may be some plat requirements. So I think we can take a look at this and see how we can assist people that are doing this and guide it through the system. But they're going to have to take a lot of the initiative. We can't necessarily do the process for them. So.
Oh yeah, I understand that. It's just that I know it's almost impossible to start an HOA from scratch.
Yeah, it's not easy, but
yeah. Thank you.
All right. Anyone else? If not, we have a proper motion and second. If you would, go to your device and cast your vote. Resolution 15-22 passes unanimously. Madam Clerk, item 4.
Resolution 16-22, a resolution to amend the fiscal year 2022 Bartlett City Schools General Purpose School Fund and Education Capital Projects Fund.
Mr. Phoebus, Director of Finance.
This resolution comes to us from the school board. They are amending their capital projects fund, Education Capital Projects Fund, by transferring money from a general purpose school fund in the amount of $40,000, and this will be used to build a fence, is my understanding, around the concession stand. I see Superintendent Stevens in the office. If you have any questions, in the audience, if you have any questions, you can ask him.
All right. What's the will of the body on 1622?
Move we approve.
Have a motion and a second. Any discussion on 1622? If not, if you go to your device now and cast your vote. Resolution 16-22 passes unanimously. Item 5, Madam Clerk.
Resolution 17-22, a resolution to amend the fiscal year 2022 general fund budget to appropriate $93,600 for peace officer supplement pay for police department certified personnel.
Mr. Phoebus.
In response to the additional security needed at some of our elementary schools, the police department has drafted information and budget figures to hire, I believe, 6 additional officers and 1 lieutenant to oversee that operation. $300,000 is being transferred.
Wait, Dick, I think we're on 1722. Supplement pay.
1722.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Rewind.
1722 is a resolution. We received $93,600 from the state of Tennessee for peace officers' salary supplements. and these will be given out at $800 per certified officer.
So as we've had in the past, this is money coming through to us from the state, and we're placing in our budget so that we can then pay it to our police officers.
Move to approve.
Second.
Proper motion and seconds. Any discussion on this item? If not, go to your device and cast your vote on Resolution 17-22. It passes unanimously. Item 6, Madam Clerk.
Resolution 18-22, a resolution to amend the fiscal year 2022 and fiscal year 2023 general fund budgets to recognize projected use of funds balance, to appropriate additional general fund expenditures for police salaries, and to transfer $300,000 from fund balance of the general fund to the fiscal year 2022 capital improvement fund to provide funds for police equipment.
Mr. Phoebus.
As I was saying, apologize for getting ahead of myself. I guess I was excited about this item being on the agenda for safety purposes for our school children. But the police
Hey, Dick, if you would move over.
Budget.
Dick, would you move over in front of the microphone with your mouth? Thank you. Thank you.
The police department has created a budget to provide for 6 additional school resource officers. I believe that's what their title will be, and there will be 1 lieutenant which will oversee the operations of these 6 officers, and they will be placed in the area elementary schools, I believe. $300,000 of that request is being transferred from the general fund FY22 budget to provide for school vehicles and equipment. The other $750,000 will be an amendment to FY23 operating budget, which will provide for the salaries and benefits of these new personnel.
Thank you. Chief Cox, I just want to be sure that I understand something correctly. If you could come up here. The supervising officer, he'll supervise, or she will supervise all of the SROs, right?
Yes, sir, that's correct. He or she will be over the 11 schools and the school resource officers that are in those schools. And
Okay.
It'll be a daily operation.
Right. Thank you. All right.
Move it out.
Second.
Got a move, and we got a motion and a second. Any discussion on Resolution 18-22? Alderman Young.
I just want to confirm, from what I understand now, this will allow a school resource officer in each school in Bartlett now.
Correct.
Great, thank you.
Anyone else? If not, we have a proper motion and second. If you go to your device and cast your vote, please. Resolution 18-22 passes unanimously. Next item is an announcement by Alderman Emily Elliott.
I brought this up last meeting, but formally announcing my resignation as of the end of this meeting today, because of life changes, and I won't be a resident as of tomorrow evening. And I will be back in Shelby County eventually, but I won't, unfortunately, be a resident of Bartlett. So I must resign my seat. So.
Well, with a great deal of regret, I will accept that resignation on behalf of the board. We'll go to Resolution 19-22, Madam Clerk.
Resolution 19-22, a resolution to accept the resignation of Alderman Emily Elliott and declare vacant position 2 on the Board of Mayor and Aldermen.
Mark Brown.
Thank you. This resolution accepts the resignation you just heard from Alderman Elliott and declares that position 2 is vacant. This is included in the city's charter. The process for how we fill that vacancy is required to be completed in 30 days. So just a little bit of a overlook of what's going to happen. We have process, we will accept a declaration of candidacy for the interim position through the 24th of June. That gives 10 days. We will require the declaration to be signed by the person applying for the candidacy online, and then Penny's got some forms tonight, some copies of forms. What we require: a letter of interest, this signing this declaration, and there's some Q&A, some questions she has prepared about what are the qualifications, how long is the appointment for, what's the process going to be. After we get the letters of interest, we will start the process with the days left in the 30 days to interview candidates, and it's all going to depend on how many candidates we have, candidates with interest we have. We'll start the process after the 24th of interviews, and then having that completed by July the 12th, which is the 30 days. So that may require special meetings, special called meetings, but we'll find out when we see how many candidates we have.
And I would just say to those who are interested that it would be good if you gave us why you think you're qualified, because they'll give us time as we prepare for our interviews to consider what you have to say ahead of time, and maybe help us in any questions that we might want to ask the individual. You've heard Resolution 1922.
Mayor?
Yes, sir.
Before we vote on this, I would like to say something.
Well, let's do that if you don't mind.
Okay.
Alderman.
No, I don't mind at all.
Let's do this resolution, and then we'll do item 9, and we'll start with you. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Move we approve.
Have a motion?
Second.
And a second. Anyone else? Any discussion on the item? If not, you go to your device and cast your vote. It passes unanimously, I'm sorry to say.
Amen.
And now we're going to have some recognition. And Bubba, as I promised you, I'll let you kick it off.
Thank you. You know, ever since I realized that Emily was going to leave Shelby County until she got her house built out at Arlington, it's really, maybe it's old age, but it just, I almost get misty-eyed just thinking about it, I knew Emily when I was in Nashville. She would come to Nashville up there, and then, of course, when I come on the board, I've been sitting beside her for 16, at the end of this year, it'll be 16 years. And I've known her to be very honorable. She don't play games. She's sincere all the time. And plus, I've been married 53 years, and she was married 48 years. And my heart is broke knowing that she lost her mate. So if it's anything in this world that I can do for you, financially or any other way, I'll do anything you ask me. And I love you very much.
Now, at this time, I believe Alderman Elliott has some comments prepared before the rest of us get a shot.
Well, I just have to call out Mr. Warren Young out there, my friend, Sunday school classmate, but he's the one that started this and encouraged me to run from the get-go. So, thank you, Warren. It's difficult for me to put in words all that serving as a Bartlett alderman has meant to me and the experiences I've had over the last 23 and a half years. There's been difficult decisions and difficult issues to deal with over all those years, but the positives have certainly outweighed those hard things to decide. We've been so blessed to have a wonderful, great mayor like my colleague and longtime friend, Keith McDonald. We have been blessed by wonderful employees that I've been fortunate to work with and come to know and love. And all of you. and those that are not here too. I want to thank you all for your care and diligence, making Bartlett a good place and a safe place to live for all the citizens. And I've enjoyed working along aldermen, the current ones and previous ones over these 23 and a half years. I just wanted to mention some of my fond memories to be on a positive note. The formation of our own school system. That was a hard-fought battle, and I'm proud that we got that done. Silly things. Back when Mayor Fulmeyer was mayor, he was advocate for March of Dimes, and we had tricycle races. I saw a picture recently of Keith and Jack were there. And actually, we jumped in the nasty cement pond, I call it, behind City Hall one time. Never again. But that was thanks to Mayor Fulmeyer. I attended, and my girls attended, and my husband attended the first Citizens Police Academy. And I would love to do it again because I know things have changed, so maybe next time I can do that. Doing ride-alongs with some of our officers over the years. I enjoyed doing that. Helping with the kids' fishing rodeo and Easter egg hunt and the kids' triathlon and dodging kids that were overheated and not feeling so great at the end. Judging barbecue at the Bartlett Festival. Awarding trophies at the Christmas parade for years. And most recently, giving vaccines and getting the First Responders Monument done. Those are my fond memories. I thanks be to God for my late husband, who served alongside of me on Bartlett City Beautiful, and he helped with the fishing rodeo and that as well. And he was tolerated me being away for meetings and events. I want to thank my family, my two lovely daughters, Allison Krager and Erin Berry, sitting there. Wave. And friends like Warren, and I see Sue and Jack out there, and David Horn, many, many people from my Sunday school class, and just friends in the city that have supported me throughout all these years. I want to give some advice to newly elected aldermen and the mayor that'll coming this year and years to come, is to please remember that the city funds belong to the citizens. They are not yours. So please use that money prudently and always maintain an adequate rainy day fund, because over the years we've had many unexpected events, storms, and those kind of things. So you've got to have a backup plan. Life is full of curves and changes, of which I've experienced a lot in the last 9 months. And as the words I heard recently in a Mr. song, Kyrie eleison, on the road that I must travel. That means, Lord, have mercy on the road that I must travel. I will continue to pray for Bartlett because it's been my home longer than anywhere. And I want to thank you all, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Emily. Before anything else, any of the aldermen have anything? Alderman Young?
I'd like to tell Emily that I've had the opportunity to serve. I was appointed to Fulmeyer's alderman position the same year she was elected, and Keith was an alderman at that time too. And one of the things I've liked most about Emily is you never had to wonder where she was coming from. Sometimes you wish that she would quit coming from there, but you never. It was never a surprise. And Emily, I've enjoyed working with you all these years, And I pray that God will just continue to bless you.
Amen.
Thank you. Thank you, Jack.
Alderman Parsons?
I'll keep it short since I said something last time, but a lady in every aspect of the word lady is Emily.
Thank you, David.
Others? You want to say anything?
You know, I came from a crazy place, and I found a happy face when I got here, and I appreciate that. I appreciate the way you've treated all of us. I appreciate working with you. I appreciate your advice, and I appreciate your service to our city. So thank you very much.
Thank you. And Mark, I appreciate in all your times I've called you up and going, you know, you've been a wonderful go-to guy. Thank you.
Emily, if you'll join me down front, please. Emily and I have been very close friends going back to, I can't even remember when the first presidential one we worked together.
Yeah.
She was a skinny young lady and I was a skinny young man. And she stayed, I didn't, obviously. But we've knocked on doors and we've gone to meetings, and I love you. And on behalf of myself and this board, I want to give you this plaque on the occasion of your retirement. I know you don't like that word, but I'm the one using it, right? From the city of Bartlett, and in appreciation for your outstanding and dedicated service to the citizens of Bartlett from January 1999 to June 2022. Thank you.
Thank you, Keith.
I was bragging earlier. She was afraid she wasn't going to get through her speech. And I said, well, I've been known as a crier, but they finally gave me the right kind of medicine, and I don't cry as easily anymore. But also, I would like to give you this key to the city. And please always remember that the things that have been accomplished in these years, that you had a very strong part in that. You served on any committee that I would put you on, and you really fought hard to get on some of them. But I'm just so thankful for you, and I wish you all the best when you're up in Franklin, and then when you come back, and just God bless you.
Well, thank you. Like I said, I'm not going to be a stranger. You know, they don't have a recreation center in Arlington, so I'll be back here playing pickleball. So, and I'll be around my friends and my daughter Erin, and my church is here, my church friends. So I'll be around town when I get back in a few months. So, but thank you all. You are wonderful people, all of you, all of them that I've spent extra time with, directors and that we've had to meet about things, and I just love you all, and keep up the good work and keep Bartlett a good place to live.
I know that there are some of our folks that want to make a presentation to Emily. We'll start off with you, Chief Cox, and I'm not sure who else does, but as far as general comments, if you'll hold those, I'm going to go back on the podium and we'll call the 3-minute time, and that'll be the time for you all to come speak. But Chief?
Thank you, Mayor. If I could have the police administration come down. You know, Emily, you've always been a big ally of ours. You've always supported us in every way, and every time that the votes came through, you've always made sure to support the men and women of our department. and we're very blessed to have you as an alderman. Me and you have done video together at the monument, and you know, when you go down and you're at Appling and you see that monument, it's just overwhelming sometimes. My whole family has bricks there, and so we go there and we see that only happened because you took the initiative and because you took the lead to make sure that the men and women of the first responders, fire department, EMS, and police were recognized for the hard work they do. And we have the best department in the city, and it's because of the mayor and aldermen that do that. And so we can't let you go empty-handed, okay? We want to present you with a patch collection of our police department so you can hang it up in your new house. And we just want to know, that these are very special. Not everybody gets one of these, by the way. But no, we just want you to know how much we love you. You and Dennis have always been a supporter of mine. And you've always gone out of your way for me and our police department, and we thank you. We love you. We wish you well, and we want you to have this.
Thank you so much. These men and women from police, fire, paramedics, I mean, yeah. I can't say enough about the guys that, oh, sorry. It is. The guys that came the day my husband had his aneurysm rupture, you know, they were just awesome. They are awesome, and I hear good stories all the time about all of you all and what you do every day, and I thank you for what you do every day. And this is a wonderful honor because I know they're very special. Very special. Yeah. So. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Love you. Other presentations? Any others? All right. You probably should stay right here. Oh. And just stand to the side as people want to come talk to you in the back.
Okay.
And
I couldn't. It was on, but it didn't. Maybe closer.
Right. And okay. Is that still on? Okay. That brings us to the conclusion of our regularly scheduled and agenda. But it is our tradition to allow anyone speaking on anything for up to 3 minutes. And at this time, I would invite anyone wishing to speak to come forward, give us your name and address for the record, and whoever would like to come up first. Oh, did you guys have, you didn't say it, indicate.
No, I'd buzzed in the same time, Mark.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Emily, I just want to say it's been a real honor to serve with you. I've known you a long time, and I really appreciate the love you've shown for Bartlett and the people of Bartlett. And there's no doubt that you would do anything for the city and the people, and I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Well, it's I'm one of the only ones up here that we had a few fights up here, and you know how the ladies are. The ladies always win anyway. She's a great lady, and when she does something, she does it full out. So we're going to miss you. You need to come back by here more because I love you too, babe.
All right. I believe that's everyone, and I apologize to the two aldermen. I didn't see the desire. Now, at this time, anyone in the audience wishing to speak should come forward. Oh, come on.
Glenn Mullins, 6120 Barclay Cove. I have to sadly announce that the farmers market is now going to close because our best purchaser is now leaving.
Thank you.
David, did you have something else? Jason Sykes, 4064 Sunny Meadows in Bartlett. I'll be brief because, like many of you, I'm a softie as well. Miss Elliott, I really appreciate your friendship and what you've done for this city. You've been a personal role model to me, seeing you serve the city with energy and with boldness, and I have looked up to that. You've been a personal friend to me and my family for many years. We have a lot of great stories serving on the City Beautiful Commission. Dennis and I had a healthy rivalry going that cannot be matched to this day. Tommy Jean, I don't think.
I mentioned that this last one that I said, doggone, Jason would be winning today.
I would definitely be winning. But no, I really appreciate everything you've done just for this city. You all know that I work for Bartlett City Schools, and the investment and the time and the energy that you've put into that as well. It's commendable. We love you, and we will certainly miss your leadership on this board. Thank you.
All right. Anyone else?
I'll make it pretty short. The mayor says I'm old as dirt, and so does David Parsons. And I've been around and I've seen a whole lot of things, and you've been such a part in many of the capital projects that we've done in the city. We built water tanks together based on your vote. We built water plants. We built sewer plants. We've done a lot of road projects. Egypt Central working on Old Brownsville. One of these days we'll get finished with it. But you've been an instrumental part in all of those projects by voting for us and providing the funding and giving us support for that. We thank you very much, and you will be sorely missed. And I'm not gonna hug you because I've been on a sewer force main all day today.
Good call.
I'll also make it brief. I get to see Emily more than normal because I had all my dermatology appointments whenever I go over there. But anyways, I appreciate being a chief here for 15 years, and you've always supported what everything we've brought forth and everything. I just want to tell you I appreciate your support of us, and also with the First Responders Monument and all the work you put in it, because we all know how much you put into that, and we appreciate everything you've done on that. So thank you so much.
That's what I was thinking about just now, the clothing we collected for those fire victims that time, and you, Kimberly, and we did that. Yeah.
All right. Anyone else? All right, Emily, if you want to come sit back down. Well, you're not going far for long.
No.
But in that travel to Middle Tennessee and you return back, God be with you until we meet again.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
This conclusion of our regular business. This meeting stands adjourned.